Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name's Carol, and this is your daily reading. So what we're going to do today is a 3-card spread. In the first card, I'm going to look at what your situation is or what issue you're dealing with right now, whether it's, struggle you're sitting with, a decision you have to make. Maybe it's an issue you're dealing with, and you're going to know whether it's with your intimate partner, your friend, a colleague at work. And then what I want to do is I want to look at, what needs healing? Like, what is impacting you? What's in you that is impacting this situation? And so I want to look at your shadow, and that's the unconscious part of you. we're going to do a little bit of shadow work. And so if you're not familiar with those two terms, shadow work, I've left a video, and I believe it's the first link in the description box below. And it is a video that I've done that really shows you how to do shadow work. And it's one that I put together myself, that I followed for the last number of years, doing intensive healing with my own trauma. And so I think it'll really help you if you want to have a look at it and how I do shadow work. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ask the tarot for some guidance, all right, with the situation you're sitting in. So I hope that you've not clicked off the video. Sometimes when people see that's a healing channel, I mean, if they're not into healing and it's not their thing, they will click off. So, which is fine. And those that are here, welcome. I'm glad you're here. You're going to find my yearly videos that I've done for you in January. They're linked below. And I also do monthly readings, and I do mid-month readings. And then this daily reading is new for me, and I'm just seeing how it goes. And it's a new channel, so welcome if you're new here. I just started in December 2023, so I'm hoping that you subscribe and come back for some more of my readings. So we're going to begin. I'm going to get into the Rider-Waite deck and just to pull those 3 cards that are going to bring the 3 cards up for what I'm looking for, and then I'm going to clarify it with the Light Seer's Tarot. All right, so let's ask the tarot right now for one card for the issue or the situation that you're dealing with right now. 1 card, please. Here we go. We have the Fool card in reverse for you. The Fool card in reverse. Now we're going to ask for what's coming up from your shadow that needs to heal for this issue or situation you're dealing with. Wants to come out, but oh, there it is. The King of Swords in reverse. It's coming up from your shadow. And finally, guidance from the tarot, please. 1 card. Guidance from the tarot. That one did not want to go back in. It wanted to come out. So the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is guidance from the tarot. And let's clarify these 3 areas right now with the Light Seers. Give this a couple of shuffles and then one more shuffle. Something about hearing these cards shuffle. I love the sound of it when it works out. It doesn't fall over the table. All right, so tarot. Let's have 3 clarifiers for this Fool card right here. 3 cards. There's one, the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. Tells me where you're sitting. Another card, please. 2 more cards, actually. Yeah, I got the 2 right here. The Lover's card in reverse. And the Page of Swords. All right. Okay, King of Swords, please. I'm going to put that one back in. The King of Swords, please. 3 cards. King of Swords. 3 cards. All right, the World card in reverse. And 2 more cards, please. Two more cards. The Devil in reverse. 1 more. All right. Oh, this one was the first one that came out. The Queen of Swords in reverse. And the Nine of Swords, clarification for that card. There's too many that came out. Oh, I'm going to do that again. It's always when I split the deck to... Okay, 3 cards. They all want to fall out. Three cards, please. There's 1. 2 more, please. 2 of Swords. Feeling there's quite a few swords in here. I'm going to count how many swords there are when I'm done. Another one. 2 more. 2 more cards, please. And I have, yeah, 3 of Cups in reverse. And the 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so let's count our swords. Page of Swords. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards out of, that's a third. So there's 12 cards here. 7 out of 12. More than half. That's like 60% or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. That's a lot. So it tells me at off the bat, like right off, without even, you know, looking at what's going on here, I can tell that there's a lot of mental energy. Swords is all about being up in our heads. It's all about our mental belief systems, right? The spinning in our heads, the messages we tell ourselves. And this is what this is all about here, is there's a lot of sword energy going on here. So I'm seeing you sitting in a place where you're really very much up in your head, right? With these thoughts going on in your head. So we're going to see if we can get some clarification and some help from sitting in that situation. I can see. For the issue or the situation that you're dealing with right now is the Fool in reverse. And this card, the Fool card, doesn't come up a lot, but the Fool is 0 in the Major Arcana card, so the part of the deck. And it really is 0 because it fits in anywhere, and that's why it's 0. It's not part of the 1 to 20, I believe it's 20, yeah, 21 cards. 21 cards here, and this is the 0 cards. It makes 22 in the Major Arcana. It doesn't really fit. It can fit in anywhere it wants, right? Just because it's 0 doesn't mean it starts at the beginning. It fits in anywhere. And so the universe is saying here that, the situation that you're sitting in right now is where you're needing to make a change. You're needing to do something. It's like you need to jump off this cliff here and kind of trust that, have that innocence and that trust of a child, that what you're going to be doing here is, it's going to be okay. Like the universe has your back. And it doesn't come up often, this card, but it comes up when it's really, really needed. It's almost like the universe wants to push you in a way to do that, you need to do, because you're there, right? And it's in reverse here. So there's a real resistance on your part to trusting that this is going to be okay. This thing that you need to do here for yourself. And the 5 of Swords is, here's your first sword card. And this is the card of that mental energy. I mean, he's holding on to his head. But what is this particular, what's the 5 mean? 5 is change. 5 represents conflict, right? Conflict for sure in our head. But 5s always bring about change. Now, and this crow has a message here for you, right? Crows are always messengers in our life. They're beautiful birds. People hate them or love them, but if they really knew what they were about, they're beautiful birds. They have beautiful messages for us. I love this card, the 5 of Swords, in that I look at it as I always call it the bullying card. You see this individual back here who looks like he's won something. He's celebrating back there, But here's the victim here. Here's the victim here that's really all caught up in his head. Getting beaten just one more time, getting beaten down one more time. And maybe this is the pattern you're sitting in. Like how many frickin' times is the universe going to beat me down? And you're looking at this situation going like, I'm fed up. Like there's so many hits that I've been given. And how many times is that going to happen to me? And why does this keep happening to me? And I don't know if that's what you're sitting with right now. It's like, why? Why does this happen to me? Like, why me? And this is all about, your self-worth. And I can't remember if it was up in your head or not, but, all about, why me? And it's so unfair. And it's happening to me again. And this is a situation you're in. And the Lover's card comes in here. And, the Lover's card, comes in for a reason. It's not because there's some lover that's going to come out and save you. And this is a major arcana card. This is a major force here from the universe that's come out for you right here. And the Lover's card is about an intimate relationship. And I think a lot of us spend our life looking for that one person or looking for that one thing on the exterior that's going to come and save us, right? Save us from our pain, save us from this, this worthiness, take away this awful feeling that I feel about myself, just take it away from me. If someone could only come and love me enough. And this Lover's card is saying it's in reverse. So there's a real resistance here to getting to know yourself on an intimate level, becoming very vulnerable with yourself and trying to figure out, who are you? And so this Lover's card is kind of the universe coming in and saying, well, it's time to start to have a real intimate relationship with yourself. Try to figure out who you are. Try to get to these mental belief systems that you have in your head, and it's time to take that jump. It's finally time to take that deep dive into who you are. And the Page of Swords is coming in, another sword. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of looking at all those things in there, these light bulbs here that are maybe kind of, light bulbs are about things going on off in your head. Like, kind of, it's the beginning of, I think of like a light bulb moment when you just go, and this is what it's asking you to do. It's asking you to finally, start to become aware of, oh my God, I have these belief systems about myself. Like, where are they coming from? Like, are these what I really believe about myself? Or did someone give them to me? Where are they coming from? And that's where you're sitting with right now. It's kind of like maybe there are a few light bulbs going off in your head because you're sick and tired of this shit that keeps happening to you over and over and over again. And it's like, why me? Well, maybe it's time to start to look at why you. Why do these things keep happening to you? There's a reason. You have these belief systems about yourself, and so it's time to look at them. I think we get into these patterns that we have in life. All of us have patterns. And they're all unique to us. Certain things that will repeat over and over again about ourselves. And we get to a point in our life and we go, why does this keep happening? Why have I why have I attracted all these people in my life that keep doing the same thing to me all the time? That's a pattern, you know? Why is this happening to me again? You start looking at it and light bulbs will go off in your head. Now let's look at what's sitting in your shadow to kind of, put some clarity on what's going on here, explain a bit more. The King of Swords, the king of mental thoughts here, right? I mean, the king is the masculine part of us. We all have a masculine part and a feminine part of us. It doesn't have anything to do with gender. The king is our ego. He's pretty much the one that drives everything. He's what's in our head, all our mental thoughts, our mental ideas. That's what drives us every day and everything we do. And the queen, on the other hand, are feminine aspects to ourself, like our intuition, our inner guidance, right? She lives in the body. And she's all about our emotions and getting into our body and starting to find out who we really are, about authenticity. The King of Swords is here with his sword, right? And he's definitely an ungrounded ego here. And this is your ego that's driving everything here in your shadow, that's saying, there's all these belief systems that you have about yourself that are sitting in your shadow. And that's what a big part of our shadow are, things that we've been told when we were younger that we've put away, like things like, you're not allowed to cry, or you're not allowed to get angry, or, things that we really were told, you're terrible at doing this, or you're not allowed to do this, or you shouldn't do this. And they could have been gifts of ours, right? We can also have gifts in our shadow, but they're things that, you've hidden in your shadow, you've repressed. And the king here with his sword, he's guarding all those belief systems, right? These are what we're going to keep guarded. We're going to keep them under control. We're going to repress them. We're not going to let them come out. We're not going to question them, right? But the light bulb moment is here for you, saying it's time to start to question, where did these belief systems that you have about yourself, where'd they come from? The World card is here. Then the World card is a card that talks about really getting present with ourselves, really becoming self-aware. It's the last card in the major arcana. So that's a point in our life where, we're really aware of, I know for myself, when I'm, wanting to do certain things or bring my life in a new direction, or, take for example, this tarot channel I wanted to do, or even learning tarot in the first place. The belief systems that came up, are you kidding? Like, you're not going to read that. That's stupid. That's a dumb idea. You're not allowed to do that. No one's going to listen to you. All those thoughts that came into my head. Well, I could have sat there and spun and spun and spun around them. But I wrote from them. I journaled from all those thoughts that I'm hearing, because there are parts of me that believe those things because that's what I was told when I was younger. And this card, it's in reverse, and there's a real block here for you, a real block here that's blocking that self-awareness that you have. It's blocking that, because the king here is really blocking it. So it's saying there's these belief systems that you have kept really hidden from yourself. We not only hide them from other people with the masks, but we keep them hidden from ourselves. And so you're actually, your ego is keeping them hidden from yourself. What is the truth here about yourself? And the devil is in reverse here. And, the devil is usually about, how do I numb myself? Because maybe some of these belief systems that I was told when I was younger were very, very painful. So I put them away. I shoved them down, and I don't want to feel them. I don't want to look at them, because a lot of them have to do with, there's some grief with these belief systems. We have to grieve sometimes because of some of the shit that we were told when we were younger. And this devil card comes up to tell me that, there's been some real blocking that you've used, and my biggest addiction that I have, and what I've used to block my own emotions and memories, is my eating, right? We can scroll on social media, we can use alcohol, we can use whatever it is that, has used to numb our feelings. And sometimes what happens is, and I got to that point with my eating where it wasn't working anymore. And sometimes where it's not working, when your addiction, a lot of us have a main, everybody has addictions. And when that main one doesn't work, when it's not working anymore, it doesn't have the effect, we'll kind of up the ante, right? We'll do something else. I'll just eat more, or I'll find another addiction. And so, and I'm seeing that, I'm wondering if you're at that point where, maybe this numbing isn't working anymore because it's coming up in your shadow, that it's time to start to look at these belief systems. And the Queen is here at the end. So you have the King who's guarding the gates, right? He's the ego. He's the one at the front saying, of your shadow, going, no, or like, these belief systems, these are real. You need to believe these. You need to stay in your head and believe all of this, because this is what you were told. And the Queen comes here, and she's in reverse, which means she's quite blocked. Now, the Queen for me is the feminine side to us. And the Queen of Swords in particular, she's the one that, the sword is our mental belief systems. She's all about authenticity, right? She's going to cut through the bullshit with her sword. She's the one that's going to, not afraid to get back in her body. The Queen is the queen of the body. She wants you to get back in your body, where you hold your truth, where you hold all the emotions, where you hold the truth to all your belief systems. Your truth isn't in your head. Your truth will run you. The King will run you. But the Queen is the one that's going to get to cutting through that bullshit. But she's blocked right now. And because she's blocked, when she's blocked, there may be a certain amount of hopelessness that you're feeling here, that's sitting here in your shadow, that needs to be dealt with. And sometimes she can even sit with some anger, right? Because behind that anger and behind that hopelessness is going to lie the grief that we need to get to, that we needed to grieve when we were younger, but we couldn't because we weren't allowed to. We had to take those emotions and shove them away because it wasn't safe. We weren't in a safe place, and we were too young to understand, for the most part, what was going on. Those are big emotions, And so I'm seeing here that there's some emotions that need to come out here, and really, because this was a swords reading, it's all about being in your head and having to come back into your body to start to really find your truth. And so this is a fantastic reading for today. And so what's going on here, the guidance from the tarot, there's a big awareness here that these swords, again, are keeping you up at night. And it's in reverse, and so it's they're really blocking you from seeing what you need to see, right? There's one more sword here that you need to get to, that's going to get you to your truth. That's going to cut through all that bullshit, because you haven't hit the 10 yet, And you don't want to hit that 10. That's the 10 where you're just done in, where you're laying on the ground and you have all the swords in your back. And, the guidance from the tarot doesn't want you to get to that 10 of swords. It realizes that you are up in your head. You are spinning on all these belief systems that you've been told when you were younger. The Two of Swords is here because the Two of Swords says, you have a decision to make. You have a decision to make for yourself, and the universe wants you to know that. You have a decision, and only you can make it. And you are able to make it. There's a blindfold here on you, which tells me that, you're not even willing to take off the blindfold and realize that, this decision that you make, you're trying to decide what to do. And a lot of times, I think of the Rider-Waite deck, where there's somebody that has their hands crossed and they have the blindfold on, and they're trying to make a decision between, what sword I'm going to pick here, when they're both the same. but it's because you're up in your head so much that you just don't even see a way out, and you're not even willing to just kind of lift that blindfold up anymore. I mean, you're at a position here, you're up at night, you're not even seeing a way out of this, and the universe sees that. And so the Three of Cups comes along here, and the Three of Cups is, it's a creative card. It's about emotions, and the three is about creativity here. And a lot of times, you know, I think we need to sometimes, it's in reverse, so there's a real resistance to seeing this. We need to sometimes look back on our journey of healing and kind of say, you know, look how far you've come. I mean, you've been doing this for a while. Look how far you come. You're not the same person that you were, you know, maybe a month ago, maybe 6 months ago, you know, maybe last year. Sometimes we feel like we're in a position where we're going backwards. Sometimes we're so caught up in our head where this ego can get us spinning, and the ego can tell us that, you know, you're getting nowhere. This healing is bullshit. You need to stop it now, right? Because the one thing that the ego doesn't want, they're full of fear. And the one thing they fear, they fear emotions. They don't want you to recover. They don't want you to heal because they're petrified of these emotions. And so they will block you. They will keep you up at night. Your own head, your own belief systems, your ego will keep you up at night with these belief systems about yourself. But it's time now. Like, look how far you've come. And this Eight of Swords, you know, if you turn this card around, this is this individual here that sees absolutely no way out of their situation. Like, you are so tied up in your head that you see no way out. But the tarot here is, you know what? It came in reverse. The tarot says you can turn this around. There is a way out for you. And the way out of this is to get back into your body and to start to feel some of these emotions. You've got to get out of your head and bring everything back down into your body and start to live in your body. And that means doing a lot of grounding yourself so that you get out of your head, because these Nine of Swords could turn into the Ten of Swords, and that's not where you want to go. And so what I'm going to leave you with, I want to teach you how to ground. It's so important to ground on a daily basis, many times a day, so that you stop listening to what your ego's telling you. So I'll leave you with some grounding videos to teach you how to do it and get back into your body and out of your head. Take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.